Good morning, everyone. Today I am cleaning out the flower beds. It is the 30th of October. Getting ready for Halloween tomorrow with the girls. They're going as little old ladies. They don't really like to keep their little cotton wigs on, but they look so adorable. So I'm just going through and I'll show you the flower beds here. I'm doing in front of the goat shed, and then I got like halfway through the other side of the walkway this summer. I had some friends bring over some plants and I put them in the ground there, and I've only made like halfway through mulching everything, but while the girls are down for their nap, I'm going to try to get as much done as possible and take you along to see it. But let's take a look at the before. Okay, so if I can block the sun. This is before on, this is kind of the new flower bed, so it's not fully mulched. Kind of mulched like up around the old peony plants there, and then down around the front corner. But I still need to come through this next spring, probably lay cardboard and mulch this. But we're going to cut back all these peonies, probably that bee balm. That's a purple bee balm, and then I'm not even sure what this plant that they brought is, but I might leave that for now because that just flowered. Then on the other side of the walkway, we're going to cut down the phlox, cut down the cone flowers. A lot of times I take all of the seeds that I find and kind of sprinkle them on the ground. We'll clean up the sedum, clean up this lamb's ear a little bit. The foxgloves I'll leave alone. I might just cut the dead stalks off them. Clean up the hostas, and then clean up the, what's back there? Oh, the Shasta daisies. But I'm just going to set the camera up and snip away. So I leave a lot of the green foliage, minus the phlox. And like I'll leave a lot of the stuff there around the lamb's ear. I'm just going to take and pretty much deadhead everything. The hostas I'm going to take everything off of. And then I don't touch the lavender at all until spring. So it's not really supposed to survive in this zone. We're zone 4, 3B, somewhere in there. It gets down to like -30 around here. So we're not really supposed to survive. But it seems to be coming back, so I'm not messing with it. I just leave it alone. I don't heavily mulch it. I take one cutting in July. I've kind of been trying to shape it into a little bit of a hedge. This side doesn't get quite as much sun all summer, so it's not as thick as the rest of it. I've already done this side of the goat shed. So if I come back here and pan around, this side I've already cleaned up. So there's a bunch of bee balm and Shasta daisies and things like that in here. Phlox, lots of phlox. So come through, clean out this bed. And like these lavender plants, I kind of shaped them up some this summer, again in like July, but I haven't touched them since. Just kind of letting them come back. I like taking everything down. The beds by the end, they seem so, they're not overgrown, but they seem very chaotic. By the time we hit the end of the wild garden season, but I know when it comes spring, I'm always like, it's so empty. There's definitely some spots I need to fill in some holes. From what I understand, these are, Nephophia is the right name for them, the red hot pokers. I only cut the spent bloom stalks off of these. From what I understand, you're not supposed to cut all the foliage down, so we'll see. And then the sedums, I leave those up because they're good winter interest, at least when they're strong stems. Any of the ones that were a little bit weaker stemmed, like over in that other flower bed, those I'll clean up. And I usually leave the hollyhocks alone for the most part. Hello, chickens! Hello, hello, hello. You're starting to get some of your feathers back. You look much better. Huh? Oh yes, Helga, you look much prettier. Much less naked bird. Yes. Hi, Helga. Helga's our big white bird. Okay, let's get set up and get the garden cleaned up. we are all cleaned up. So I trim back all the peonies. I'm excited because it looks like there's some eyes or some new growth points starting underground on all of them. So I think as long as they make it through the winter, I can't guarantee they're going to bloom next year because it was a big stress to move such big plants, but I think in another year they'll definitely bloom. So excited to see how those grow. Didn't totally clip everything out of there. Wanted to leave a little bit so that I know where stuff is. And then cleaned everything out of here. Looks way better. All brand new and refreshed. So come spring, it'll be nice to see how this cleans up, comes back up. I know I want to move some stuff. I mean, the goats really like to eat the Shasta daisies, so, which I knew that putting them along the fence. And I really need some more Shasta daisies in my circle garden by the driveway, so I think I want to put some of those in there, but I'm not going to do that right now because it's a little borderline on if moving them would be okay. You're probably fine because like we can still dig the ground, and the ground's nowhere near freezing for a little while yet, but I think I'm possibly gonna move them in the spring. I don't move stuff in the summer because I hate moving stuff in the summer because that means you have to water it. So unless I really have to, I don't. So I'm either gonna move them in the spring, see if I can get them to take off and just kind of let them hang out for next summer, or I'll move them next fall, early next fall, like end August, September, so that I only have to water them for like a week or two, and then the rains will start because it always rains like crazy in either the end of September or like October. That's just a good time to plant stuff for us. So yeah, thanks for coming along and watching the garden clean up. I appreciate all the views. We'll have to see what winter content will look like for me because winter is long here. Very, very long. Usually it starts, the end of garden season was what, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago was our first frost. And then we really won't get into seed starting until March, so good quiet time. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.